They all sound good. Okay.
Anui nui. Okay. Time to go, Corey.
Sweet.
It's gonna skew the science.
Ooh. Oh, this is nice. Wow, that's nice. That's really nice. It has so much character in the tone because what the ukulele brings. That's a good one if you want a little bit more brightness than the black waters?
I did this partially because I'm interested. I'm still kind of thinking about what is the best set for the Oli concerts, and the obvious choice is the Colau Ahos because I developed them and they cost me the least and they sound good. But I don't know. I think from listening to them and playing them, I think I would take the Inui Nui G string, the Uke Logic C string, the Pepe Romero E string, and the Worth Brown A string. So maybe I could make that.
It's like we kind of have that going here on that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the set.
No, but
Frankenstein.
But I want to hear your guys' honest review of all 6 sets. Oh, actually, with that said, I also simultaneously really love the nylon strings, the Alohi on it. I'm like thinking like maybe that's because it's warmer. It's the warmest. Anyways, I want to hear what you guys, what's your thoughts on those 6 sets where Corey, you wanna go through?
What I was thinking was, it's nice how the ukulele is built. It'll allow you to hear more nuance and subtleness between different types of strings as far as like material. You can hear.
Speaking of those Oli mangoes, yeah.
Yeah, between even like the nylon set to fluorocarbon, you can tell that there's a certain timbre. There's like a more of a response on the higher tension strings, which is the fluorocarbons, right? Compared to the nylon. It's like a lot more smooth, less thumpy, which is really nice because you can really narrow down what kind of sound you want by finding the right string set.
What's less thumpy?
The nylon set.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's more of just a smoother experience. With fluorocarbons, because they're such they're really high in density, they always have like a punchiness to them, whether it's like a bright or mid-range to low frequency. There's always like a, if you're strumming moderately, you're not playing quietly, that sound is more apparent in it. While as like if you play on the nylon set, it's just smooth all the way. There's less frequencies kind of jumping out at you.
A lot of the fluorocarbons can tend to be more brash depending on how you're playing.
There's a lot more brilliance, which is nice if you want that really nice over.
Yeah, if you're like finger picking a nice, yeah. But yeah, as you dig in harder, yeah.
Yeah, and then with the mango too, because it's such a almost a neutral sound. It's not heavy on the bass or heavy on the treble. It's a good thing to test. This have this experiment with.
Yeah, and it might lean towards the warmer side. So as you go to the like spruce and cedar, I might even like the nylon even more.
Yeah, it'll kind of bring back and give you more of the ukulele sound instead of the overtone from the strings or something.
But of the 5 fluorocarbons, the Inui Nuis were nice.
I was really surprised, even though I was the one that strung it up. Yeah. I didn't realize like, wow, oh yeah, this does sound really good. Even though I played it for a little bit after, I stretched it out a bit after stringing it, and played it against the Browns. Even the Browns too. I didn't have high hopes.
I thought they were similar. I thought
they were really similar.
The Inui Nui and the Worth Browns are actually like quite close in tonality.
Like the black water was just sweeter because it wasn't. I think the Browns are a little bit more, not as much as the clear, but there was like a brashness to it. But with the brown strings, there's like a upper frequency that gets cut off, and then with the black waters, it's cut down even more on the low end, so you get this really just clean, and pure ukulele sound with the clarity of fluorocarbon, but not overpowering.
And they're light. I mean, they're easy. Like the tension is low.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to have a higher tension on your fingers, the Nui Nui Blackwaters. If I could do something to the set, I would beef up the C and the E a touch just to give it more bass.
Give it a little bit more resistance on when you like attack the string.
But I really like the G and the A's, just sweetness. It doesn't,
it's not too much sounding.
Any other thoughts before we go to Clay?
I think I think that was my assessment of it.
Nice. Well, I hate to agree, but
Well, I disagree. I disagree with your analysis.
Come on, man. Get controversial. We need to spice it up.
I was actually really surprised with the Alohi set.
Yeah.
That was
on
nice,
there.
yeah.
Like, I'm so used to them like being mostly on Pono concerts, and so like they feel and sound totally different.
It's nice
like, on
because
this.
on the tenors, because they're a lot thicker of a string, it's a little bit too much string when you're playing. With the concerts, they're a thinner gauge, so it's like
Yeah,
it's nicer to play.
I was surprised because like we've been playing, Pono strung with those for a while, but this one actually, I guess the way that it's braced, the wood combination, the way it was set up, I mean it I could clearly tell that it was a nylon set, but then it had some characteristics and feel from some of the fluorocarbon strings that we were playing earlier. The next string that surprised me as well was the same that surprised Corey, was the Blackwater strings, because we usually always hear them on Anui Nui instruments, and maybe when people request for us to put those on their instrument, then we'll get to hear it on something else. And this was quite the surprise. I thought it sounded really nice and warm. I think the reason why it kind of had more of a mellow, smoother sound compared to the Browns was because it is a slightly more stretchy string.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like in between nylon and fluorocarbon. It's not as dense as most of the other carbon sets that we usually have.
I think because of the thickness of the string, you get this like clunkiness to it when you're well, mostly on a tenor.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
on a concert, it's like, wow, this is
I kind of wish it was just a slightly thicker gauge.
New one for clunkiness.
It's kind of clunky. It's a bit clunky on the low end.
No, but like we get a lot of requests for say like restrings of like the BM Worth, and I mean it's like they've been around for so much longer. They were kind of one of the OG fluorocarbon sets, but if you guys like that set, try the Anui Nui Blackwaters, because it's very similar and almost sweeter in some ways.
It's more of a warmer sound. Doesn't have as much attack. And then this is the first time I heard a Pepe Romero set on one of the Oli concerts too. This is my first time, because usually when they're at, I usually only work at the store, so when they get there, they're usually strung up with ahos, and the E and the A feels nice. It sounds good. I think the C could be, the G and the C could be a little bit more thicker gauge, slightly more tension on
you
those.
Think so?
I think so. And just like what we were comparing them with,
yeah.
After playing like so many string sets back to back, you really feel a difference.
Did we do a string comparison of the tenors yet? We didn't, right?
No.
I think that I want to hear
I just
how big
decided
the
to
difference is
do
with the nuance.
concerts because I'm kind of like thinking about what set
I
still want on those. And also we've done more tenor comparisons than concert comparisons when it comes to strings.
By a landslide.
But, it's interesting because this is one data point for you guys based on the build of these instruments, and they do have a consistent sound, but it's going to be different. Like some instruments, they almost want a higher tension or a medium to higher tension fluorocarbon to really activate them, whereas like I feel like these, like even nylon strings will do it justice. You don't really need and then depending on the set and the way you play, like some of the fluorocarbons might even be harsh, like the way that it's like so much, but it's also such a big factor on your technique and what you like,
how you play, what you play. I think for me, it's like if I had to choose my top 3 like string sets out of the 6, aside from the Ko'olau Aho, because that's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, of course, those sound great. They always did from the beginning. But comparison with the others, I would probably say Alohi sounded really nice. The Anui Nui sounded really, really good. And the Worth Browns. Those 3 were my favorite. And I'm a big uke Logic string guy. Like
that's what you
on
play.
My tenors. That's all I play.
No, but that's why it's unique to the particular build and the size. So you're talking about your tenor size Inui Nui. And then if we did the same test on the tenor Olis, we might come up with different, we definitely would have different thoughts on the different sets because it's like that. But interesting to hear these and let us know in the comments. Actually, I'm really interested to know what you guys like to